Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. What it do? What's good? Get in your how y'all feel out there? What a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Would you be mine? Would you be so inclined? It is I, your brother, your friend, the humble priest king in a building. You be so kind, hit the like button, hit the thumbs up, I guess, right? I don't know, hit the dislike button. If you don't know, you on your Moorish mumbo jumbo. But yeah, we here, don't worry. We're gonna get into some information today. I think so. Let me make sure we Gucci around here. So make sure we Gucci. Here we go. Peace to the gods and the goddesses. Give y'all a couple seconds to come into the building if y'all want to. Yeah, man. We're gonna talk about the topic at hand, which is Moors say that we are free white persons. I think this is interesting though, because they start off a lot of them. I know you've heard people say this to you or more, maybe just online. But you might have heard it in person that they tell you that, hey, we're not black. You're not black, brother. Black is a color, is a crayon. I get it. Okay, wow. Black is the color of these jeans. Do I look like these jeans, brother? No, brother. Do I look like the bottom of your shoe, brother? No, I'm not black. I'm tan. I'm brown. I'm everything but. And then they say, but we them free white persons. Don't let the white man be free without you being free. We free white persons too. So I'm like, what the heck? How do you explain that we not a color, but we free white? Oh no, it's a status, brother. It's oh god. So we gonna let them explain it, and then we gonna explain it because it gets crazy. Some might say it gets unexplainable. Well, I like to call it that Moorish mumbo jumbo, right? You get that Moorish mumbo jumbo. All right, let me hold on. Make sure my screen is shareable. Hold on. Say what you say. I didn't know. To the door. So yeah, we're gonna start it off. We're gonna. I hope they don't want to strike my page. I'm your brother, right? No need to strike your page today. I'm your brother. We want to start it off. With, oh no, not with this. We're gonna go to the Moorish Science Temple because I don't like to put words in. I don't know if this is the Moorish Science Temple, but this is the craziness that they do. They say Moors is from America. Wow. This one over here. Hold on, we might gotta play it twice. All right, so this is You're Not Black. You're Not Black.
Dictionaries and the English dictionaries, those are the two that I'm most familiar with. The term Moor or Morans or Mores is used to refer to what we would say are so-called black people, what is more accurately African people. Particularly
So he say African people, particularly. You see what I'm saying? Don't let him get away from that. See how they like to make black African. He's guilty of that. We got to give him his flowers. He's guilty of that. He's making black African. You know, so now everything black, everybody black, black skin, black color.
is used to refer to what we would say are so-called black people. What is more accurately African people,
It's
particularly
crazy.
African people of a darker olive complexion. But it can be
And then see, then he just say only half with a darker. So wait a minute, are there other people without that darker complexion? Hold on now. Hold on now. They be telling on
it
themselves.
can, it can vary.
It can vary.
Accurately African people, particularly African people of a darker olive complexion. But it can vary.
It can vary. They're not even sure their own sign.
In fact, when Leo Africanus, who was a Moor taken captive and then converted to Catholicism and then wrote a book about the history of the Moors, and he basically says the proper name for what people were calling Ethiops or Ethiopians or so-called Negroes was Moor.
First off, if you haven't made money,
First off, that sounds crazy. Because he started off by saying that the guy himself was Moor, right? He started off by saying Scipio Africanus was a Moor. That's crazy. I'm gonna have to, let's just deal with that. Let's just deal with that real quick. Let's just deal with that. We're not gonna go into. We just want to deal with the common sense of what he just said. He just said that the person was an African, did a history on an African. I mean, her person was a Moor, did a history on the Moors, but didn't call themselves and where they from. Like what? Because Leo Africanus is not a Moor. So why isn't he called a Moor? What? Oh my goodness, bro! Like,
And converted to Catholicism and then wrote a book about the history of the Moors. And he basically says the proper name for what people were calling Ethiops or Ethiopians or so-called Negroes was Moor.
who is Leo Africanus? It's nobody. Who is that? That's somebody. It's crazy. But see, all of that is just to get you here, right? Hold on. All of that is just to get you here. Because now you got Taj is telling you, he's telling you you're not black. That's his whole thing. That was the guy we just watched. Let's go back one time. His whole thing is you're not black. It's right here on the screen. You're not black. Okay. You're not black. And all Africans are are Moors. All Africans with the right hue. You have to have the right hue. He had to include himself with the right hue. All Africans. But if you're not African, don't worry. You're good. You're good. So you're not black. That's the thing. You're not black. But what are you? What are you? Huh? So now here's Tariq Bey. And this is entitled Moorish Heritage in America. We don't have to watch the whole thing.
peanut butter sandwiches. Yeah,
Peanut butter sandwiches.
this is law. Now, keep in mind, Knights of Columbus Ku Klux Klan oath, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Chicago, Illinois, 1854 to 1863. Horace Greeley in competition.
He's taking. Hold on, my bad. I don't know. What am I sharing here? Let me see something. Am I sharing? I'm sharing. I don't know if I'm sharing. Damn. Let's make sure we're sharing.
Party. Then that became the Republican Party.
Okay.
Then that became the White Party. This is when the European took on the title white that belonged to
Sharing the
you.
whole
It's a
screen. I gotta
status,
remember.
not a complexion. Now, this is what it's assumed to mean since the Knights of Columbus Ku Klux Klan oath, 1854 to 63, Philadelphia, Chicago, and then the Naturalization Act of 1870, when it
Indian
started
zone,
being used
no
by them
doubt.
calling themselves white. But this is what it really means in law, including supported law case. Are we clear? So let's go through this. Free white persons, quote unquote, is a legal phrase referred in the Naturalization Act. So now you're supposed to know sociology, you're supposed to know nationalization acts and naturalization. They're distinct. Naturalization is for aliens. Are we clear? Now, as amended July 14th, 1870, which meaning naturally given to it when first used in one statute 103C3, meaning all persons belonging to the European races, then commonly counted as white, and their descendants, including such descendants in other countries to which they have immigrated. And understand in law books you have condensation, so you take what you call your conjunctions and stuff like that, and then you re-interject them, the preps, etc., because it's condensed. So it here is free white persons. You see this? So it, free white persons, includes all European Jews more or less intermixed. If they're not mixed, they can't be free white people. Meaning if they ain't got melanin in them, can't be free white people.
Now you heard. Now wait a minute. Now wait. All right. So black ain't a color, but it's a what? It's a thing though. It's a requirement though. You gotta have some melanin in you though. This nigga, what if they not mixed? You know what I'm saying? If they not mixed, but watch, he go like he just be he what? Okay, they gotta be mixed. You gotta have a little bit of melanin. He didn't want to say black. He called it melanin. Okay.
All European Jews more or less intermixed. If they're not mixed, they can't be free white people. Meaning if they ain't got melanin in them, can't be free white people. It's a legal status. It includes all free European Jews more or less intermixed with peoples of Celtic, Scandinavian, Teutonic, Iberian, Latin, Greek, and Slavic descent. Free white persons includes Magyars, Lapps, and Finns, and the Basque and Albanians. Free white persons includes the mixed Latin, Celtic, Iberian, and Moorish inhabitants of Spain and Portugal, the mixed Greek, Latin, and Phoenicians, and North African inhabitants of Sicily. North Africans are white people.
Whoa, my bad.
And that
George,
that
I hear
changed.
that. North Africans are white people. Wait a minute. God damn. You know what I'm saying? North Africans are white people. That's what he said, man. That's what he said.
Caucasian race. Free white persons does not mean Aryan race. And the mixed Slav and Tartar inhabitants of South Russia. Free white persons does not mean
my bad.
Magyars, Lapps, and Finns, and the Basque and Albanians. Free white persons includes the mixed Latin, Celtic, Iberian, and Moorish inhabitants of Spain and Portugal, the mixed Greek, Latin, and Phoenicians, and North African inhabitants of Sicily. North Africans are white people. You understand? Phoenicians are white people. Moors are white people. It's a legal status.
Whoa. Moors are white people. Phoenicians are white people. North Africans are white people.
North African inhabitants of Sicily. North Africans are white people. You understand? Phoenicians are white people. Moors are white people. It's a legal status. So, all right, so Iberian and Moorish inhabitants of Spain and Portugal, the mixed Greek and Latin, Phoenician and North African inhabitants of Sicily, and the mixed Slav and Tartar inhabitants of South Russia. Free white persons does not mean Caucasian race. Can y'all repeat this, please? Who can read? Who can read? Who can read? Can you read? All right, let's do this together, y'all. It means free white persons. Free white persons, come on, y'all, does not mean Caucasian race. Free white persons does not mean Aryan race. Free white persons does not mean Indo-European races, nor the mixed Indo-European, Dravidian, Semitic, and Mongolian peoples who inhabit Persia. A Syrian of Asiatic birth and descent will not be entitled to become a naturalized citizen of the United States as being a free white person. Then you got all your law case, so you can see clearly it's a legal status. So what happens when you call that European white man? You just called him sovereign and transferred your estates to him as Fofer. Now, as soon as he acts like it,
See, this is how they get you right here. Now, we gonna get into what he just said because he just said a mouthful. Like he can read all of that and not make it make sense. So he just said that a European is not a. He just said that the North African is a white person, that a Moor is a white person, and then he said that as a status. But then he just said that it does not mean a Caucasian. And he said it like it was a good thing. Like, okay, so why is he saying that? So why is he alluding to this? You have to understand what he's alluding to. He's trying to make it seem like you fit into this. You're trying to make it seem like you fit into this. Let's let him finish. Here we go. Because he about to talk himself out of it.
you call that European white man, you just called him sovereign and transferred your estates to him as Fofer. Now, as soon as he acts like it, you want to talk about he's racist. See the danger of not being educated? And then you get angry because you just don't know. So the people are destroyed by the day for a lack of knowledge. Man, know thyself. One more thing, then we're going to lose.
So now listen to what he's saying now. Everything that this whole heritage of the Moors in America, this is telling you that the Moors ain't American because they are citizens. They have to be naturalized. They naturalized citizens. How you got to be naturalized if you're from America? Where does that come in at? Why you got to be naturalized? Why do you have to born around here and be reinserted into the system? You see what I'm saying? And then the illest thing about everything he said, all those places he named, he didn't name West Africa. He didn't name none. Like, how are Moors, everybody from Moors, and these black people in America thinking they from West Africa? They got DNA saying they from West Africa, and you showing them some DNA. You showing them some government documents, right? Pause. You showing them a Black Laws dictionary that says that they free white persons from Spain and Sicily. Now let's get into that. Why would he say that these people are from Spain and Sicily? Because again, Moors got convenient amnesia. They got convenient amnesia. They want to give us some history, but let's talk about history. You know, people don't know what happened to Rome. What happened to Rome? How was Rome fell? Well, Rome was sacked, right? We're going to play regular Google shit. Rome was sacked in 455, right? By the Vandals. You know what I'm saying? The sack of Rome in 455 AD marked a pivotal moment in European history when the Vandals, a Germanic tribe led by King Genseric, invaded the city. The Vandals pillaged the city for 2 weeks, causing widespread destruction. The event following the Visigoth sack of 410 shocked the Roman world and symbolized the decline and impending fall of the Western Roman Empire. So we got some Vandals. Who are these Vandals? These Vandals are Germans, bro. Let's not play this game. You know what I'm saying? Let's not act like we don't know who these Germans is. Right? Germanic Vandals. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Like, and again, see, so my whole thing is, why is this even important? Let's keep going, like, because again, I'm about to show you why they want to be free white persons. They don't want to talk about this. So this is them, the Romans, the white boys crossed the water, ended up in Rome in Africa, right? So what did they do when they was in Africa? Like, hold on. See, you talk about Carthage. Well, it was a war between Carthage and them. See, that's the thing. Like, you can't believe history pick and choose. You know what I'm saying? How do we know about Moors? Because these white boys taught us. We don't learn about Moors. Like I say, these people going off of European history. he reading Romans, and you know what I mean. So you got to believe the Roman history. So he's talking about Moors. Well, in North Africa, after their final migration, because again, shortly after they arrived in Gaul, the Vandals were relocated to Hispaniola, then um, pushed out by the Romans and the Visigoths. Their final migration led to the Vandals to North Africa, where they settled down and conquered several islands in Mediterranean Sea. They several islands. What islands did they conquer? Because that sounds crazy, right? They conquer islands in the Mediterranean Sea. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Because again, like I'm saying, you can't use their books half and choose. You know what I'm saying? All right. So did the Vandals go to North Africa? Right. Yes. In 1482, under Genseric, as we just said, Genseric, the Vandals entered North Africa. 10 years later, by 439, they established a kingdom which included the Roman province of Africa, as well as Sicily. See how they talk about Sicily? You know what I mean? North Africa and Sicily, Corsica, Sardinia, Malta, and the Balkans. You see what I'm saying? So this is why they free white persons to them, because they know what happened. They know that after they left, that some Germans, again, we can do this all day. Hold on. How on earth did the Vandals conquer Africa?
Start going through all the different tribes of the Great Migration period and to estimate
the first Great Migration. You see what I'm saying? Like, these are German tribes. Here's the Vandals. They come from Germany. They come from Germany. You see? So boom. You got the Visigoths. They come from Germany. All of these different tribes, they come from Germany. You see what I'm saying? Like, we hard to understand that, but they know their origins. They're not saying none of these people, you can't be a Germanic tribe and be from Europe. Like, Germany is really not Europe. Germany is a thing that they just created in the 1800s. You know what I'm saying? But we'll get into that another episode, as the country of Germany. But when we think about these people, we got to look at them coming from beyond the Baltic Sea, coming from way north, from the mountains. You dig? But they don't want to talk about that, how they got all the way to Africa. This is their history books, right? And let's look at how much land they conquered. Because these are the same people that's going to come back. It's called a reconquistador. You see what I'm saying? It's a reconquest. They're conquering the land that they lost. That's their thing. These ain't black people. These ain't no Moors. These ain't no black Moors. So I get it why they saying free white persons. See this? All their little lands. Sicily, Sardinia, Corsica. You know what I'm saying? So now you go back to Taj, and he's going to tell you all of those places that those Germans just conquered. Watch this. He's going to tell you all those places.
Go through this. Free white persons, quote unquote, is a legal phrase referred in the Naturalization Act. So now you're supposed to know sociology, you're supposed to know nationalization acts and naturalization. They're distinct. Naturalization is for aliens. Are we clear? Now, as amended July the 14th, 1870, which meaning naturally given.
So he just said that these people are aliens. They're not Americans. They're not from here. You know what I mean? This is the status given to an alien. This is naturalization. That's what he just said. I didn't say that. I'm not putting words in this man's mouth.
Are we clear? Now, as a naturalization referred in the Naturalization Act. So now you're supposed to know sociology. You supposed
see how he just deferred you from that. He took you from that. He said it's the see now he's saying you're supposed to know this because he's not going to explain it to you. You're supposed to know this. He just took the time to spin you away from it. These people have to be naturalized. They're not homegrown. They're not from America. There's no Moorish heritage in America if you gotta be natural, because you be one with the soil.
Supposed to know nationalization and naturalization. They're distinct. Naturalization is for aliens. Are we clear? Now,
So why he pushing this on the people then? Why he pushing this on Americans, on homegrown people?
as amended July the 14th, 1870, which meaning naturally given to it when first used in 1 Statute 103C3, meaning all persons belonging to the European races, then commonly counted as white, and their
See, now he's saying the European races, not the Caucasian races, the European races. This is what I was trying to say to some nigga earlier. You know what I'm saying? Like they want to be put in America so bad, but you can't be an American and a European race. It's either one. All right, you ain't got to be white person, but you got to be European. That's your race. That's where you're from. They want to be from America. See how this works? Yeah, this is crazy. Said this delusional stuff. Indeed. Indeed. I need to be from America, but I'm naturalized. I need to be a naturalized citizen. See, but that's just, I'm telling you, it's just a psychosis of a person that wants to be a free white person, don't know what he reading. Again, let's watch the people that he reading. He's going to read the people.
descendants, including such descendants in other countries to which they have immigrated. And understand in law books you have condensation. So you take what you call your conjunctions and stuff like that, and then you re-interject them, the preps, etc., because it's condensed. So it here is free white persons. You see this? So it, free white persons, includes all European Jews more or less intermixed. If they're not mixed, they can't be free white people.
Intermixed with what?
Meaning,
intermixed with other Europeans. He making you think that it's mixed with black. You know what I mean? Other European races. He's not saying black. He gonna say melanin, but that's not what they talking about. They talking about being mixed with other Germanic European tribes, because those are the people that are being referred to as needing to be naturalized. He want to give y'all a status that y'all don't need.
if they ain't got melanin in them, can't be free white people.
He made that up. He made that up because they're not talking about melanin, or they talking about European races. Mixed with what? European races. See what I'm saying? Mixed with what? Because the Europeans are the Vandals. The North Africans are the Vandals. Like, this dude is crazy. And he gonna say that the Europeans is white folks. So who are they mixed with here, bro? Like, how do you be mixed and then be anything that you're saying? Because they only mixing with white people. You only naming white folks.
All European Jews more or less intermixed. If they're not mixed, they can't be free white people. Meaning if they ain't got melanin in them, can't be free white people. It's a legal status.
This dude's crazy.
It includes all free European Jews more or less intermixed with peoples of Celtic, Scandinavian, Teutonic, Iberian, Latin, Greek, and Slavic descent. Free white persons includes Magyars, Lapps, and Finns, and the Basque and Albanians. Free white persons includes the mixed Latin, Celtic, Iberian, and Moorish inhabitants of Spain and Portugal, the mixed Greek, Latin, and Phoenicians, and North African inhabitants of Sicily. North Africans are white people. You understand? Phoenicians are white people. Moors are white people. It's a legal status.
It's a legal status. You get it? See, you hear that trickery? This is crazy. This is crazy. You are not black.
Dictionaries and the English dictionaries, those are the two that I'm most familiar with. The term Moor or Morans or Mores is used to refer to what we would say are so-called black people. What is more accurately, African people.
But see how none of them African people are free white persons. He didn't name no African states here. He didn't name no African countries, no African government. Y'all see this trick? Y'all see the delusional stuff? Cuz hit on it. I need to put that on the screen. Up that part of it. Did y'all see that delusional stuff Cuz just hit on with? Like, that's delusional. Because he just took all black people and put them in a bundle, and then the other dude just threw it out the window.
Moorish is used to refer to what we would say are so-called black people, what is more accurately African people, particularly African people of a darker olive complexion, but it can vary.
Mixing the dope. I mean, he mixing the dope. You ever see something like that before? You ever see somebody just mix the dope all up? Because again, none of that is in this definition, this legal term. None of that. None of that about being an African is just like, it has nothing to do with a free white person. It has nothing to do with being a Moor. Not according to this, right, Taj?
So, all right, so Iberian and Moorish inhabitants of Spain and Portugal, the mixed Greek and Latin Phoenician and North African inhabitants of Sicily, and the mixed Slav and Tartar inhabitants of South Russia. Free white persons does not mean Caucasian race. Can y'all repeat this, please? Who can read?
These people don't understand their own science. I mean, if you put them two in a room, they probably knock each other out. You know what I mean? If you took them out to a fancy restaurant, you know what I mean, with like gold silverware, like porcelain plates, these people would probably throw it. They probably tear their joint up because they don't make sense. He just said all Africans, but he ain't named not one African country. He named all of the Vandals, bro. I ain't making this up. What happened to Carthage? Let's find out. How did the Vandals conquer Carthage? What happened to, oh, you want to tell me about the black man in Carthage? And what happened to the black man? He was a black man. And, well, the Carthaginians, you know, they like to show the coins. The Carthage, and see, this is the thing, too. When you're dealing in coins, you're dealing with Germans, brother. Only Germans is dealing in coins because you're dealing in mining, you're dealing in digging under the ground. You know what I'm saying? Most people don't dig underground. They don't have mines. That's a German invention. You see? So here we go. They leave this out of history in a great African history, how the Vandals kingdom, the kingdom of the Vandals, right? In Africa, you see, was a confederation of Vandal and islands, which was once of the barbarians. These are barbarians. These are your barbers, not your Berbers, your barbers. When they say the barbarians at the gate. But again, a Berber and a barber is the same thing. They both Europeans. They both white folks, right? So this is your Berber, a Vandal warrior. It ruled North Africa and the Mediterranean from 435 to 539. Let's see what they did to Carthage. Gaiseric chose to break the treaty in 439. He invaded the province of Africa, Proconsularis, and laid siege to Carthage. The city was captured without a fight. Wow, these Africans don't even put up a tussle. You know what I mean? The Vandals entered it while most of the inhabitants were attending the races at the Hydrodome, living a good life. You know what I mean? Gaiseric made it his capital and styled himself the king of Vandals and islands to denote the inclusion of his island allies into his realm, conquering Sicily, Sardinia, Corsica, Malta, and the Baltic. And see, this is why you know it makes sense. Because they didn't go into Africa. They're not saying that they went down and conquered Africa. They saying that they went back up into their own situation. They was trying to get back up into Europe. They wasn't trying to run Africa. Nobody trying to run Africa. So that's why this makes sense, bro. What these dudes talking about, he not trying to give you the common sense. He gonna tell you one thing and then say something different. Cause everything that he just mentioned is on this map, bro. Stop. Come on, look at this map, bro. Look at this map. Everything. You know what I'm saying? And they got Rome, they got Sicily, Sardinia, oh, this is Sardinia, Corsica, all of that. You see what I'm saying? So what happens next then? You know? But this is the thing though, and now we debunk this whole heritage of Moor stuff. See, like if we can look at them and listen to them, you will see that there is no heritage for Moors in America that needs to be nationalized.
Who can read? Who can read? Can you read?
Who can comprehend? Who can comprehend? See, that's the thing about it. Who can comprehend? I don't care who can read no more. Who can comprehend the shit they read? Because he just read all this stuff and then can't comprehend.
All right, let's do this together, y'all. It means free white persons. Free white persons, come on, y'all, does not mean Caucasian race. Free white persons does not.
But see, why didn't he do that when he said European races? See, at the beginning, it gave all the props to the European races. He just, see, like, they play the skin color game. They playing the color game. They playing the color game. He mentioned melanin when they can get him a laugh, right? Yeah, well, you got to be mixed. You got to have melanin associating it with blackness when it can work for him. But then now he want to go against Caucasian, but he didn't want to go for European. That's how you know that. That's how you know that they playing the game, because they know how to dance around certain stuff. They know how to dance around certain stuff. Boy, he started it off with free white persons, referred to in the Naturalization Act. And yeah, well, you know that means that you gotta be naturalized because you ain't from here. You know what I mean? Tap dance right over that. Shout out to him. Though. I'm not saying he's doing this with any malintent. I'm not saying that. I told you I like Taj. I met him on multiple occasions, and I've talked to him off stuff and on stuff. Sabir, I was on his show with Sabir a couple times. I think Taj is a good person, but we talking about reading comprehension here, bro. You know what I mean? I don't think he meant he knows what he's doing because he wouldn't be doing this. You know what I mean? You wouldn't be doing this if you knew what you was doing. But it's just strange that he can tap dance around Caucasian race but not European race and be talking about Moors. You got to be nationalized. You got to be yada yada yada. As long as you ain't a what?
Mean Aryan race. Free white persons does not mean Indo-European races, nor the mixed Indo-European, Dravidian, Semitic, and Mongolian peoples who inhabit Persia. A Syrian of Asiatic birth and descent will not be entitled to become a naturalized citizen of the United States as being a free white person. Then you got all your law case, so you can see clearly it's a legal status. So what happens when you call that European white man? You just called him sovereign and transferred your estate to him as Fofer. Now, soon.
But see, how are you transferring your estate if you're natural? Huh? You didn't transfer your estate to him. What you're giving him is that you're giving him free status. You're saying that the average European might not be free. That's what it seemed like it would be saying. It don't seem like his status would be better than yours because if he had a better status, he wouldn't need to be free and white. You wouldn't need to put that on paper. Like you wouldn't want to put the free white on paper unless people don't know that they free. You know what I mean? Like it seemed backwards though. He going backwards though. You know what I mean? But what we can obtain is that none of this got nothing to do with being from America. None of this had nothing to do with the heritage of America because everything he just named was all European countries. But he don't want to be a European race. How that work? I ain't make that up. He glossed right over that part. Glossed right over that part. Like he had on slippers and skates. You know?
Which they have immigrated. And understand in law books you have condensations. Keep in mind Knights of Columbus Ku Klux Klan oath, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Chicago, Illinois, 1854 to 1863. Horace Greeley in competition with Lincoln. Go West, young man. That's the ritual with the Mummer's Parade that they're using. And the Whig or Moor party, Whig or Moor, they put on wigs to look like Moors. That's why they use it just like they do in England right now. The barristers wear wigs to imitate the Moors. That's what I call the Whig or Moor party. Then that became the Republican Party. Then that became the White Party. This is when the European took on the title white that belonged to you. It's a status, not a complexion.
No, it's not though. You just told you that it's not that it didn't belong to us as Americans. It belongs to foreigners. It's a status for foreigners. It's not a status for Americans. Why would it be a status for Americans? But again, I don't know what this has to do with American heritage.
Now, this is what it's assumed to mean since the Knights of Columbus Ku Klux Klan oath, 1854 to 63, Philadelphia, Chicago, and then the Naturalization Act of 1870, when it started to be used by them calling themselves white. But this is what it really means in law, including supported law case. Are we clear? So let's go through this. Free white persons, quote unquote, is a legal phrase referred in the Naturalization Act. So now you're supposed to know sociology, you're supposed to know Nationalization Acts and naturalization. They're distinct. Naturalization is for aliens. Are we clear? Now,
so he just admitted all Moors are aliens. All Moors are aliens. You can't have it both ways. You can't be a free white person and an American. You know what I mean? You an alien, doggy. You are a status. You are a naturalized citizen. Somebody who's not from here. You're an alien. That's what he said. I could agree with that. Taj is definitely right on that one right there. He makes sense.
Amended July the 14th, 1870.
But does he comprehend what he's saying, though? You know what I mean? Because if he was to comprehend what he was saying, I don't think he would be saying that they from, like, you know, from America.
Meaning naturally given to it when first used in one statute 103C3, meaning all persons belonging to the European races, then commonly counted as white, and their descendants.
See, now if that was his point, I could, you know what I'm saying? Why didn't he jump over that? As the belonging to the European races, he didn't jump all over that. You know what I'm saying? He didn't jump all over that. That's why I'm saying, like, he might be playing the game. Because it's telling you that all European races are a free white person. It's the status. I can get it. But I'm telling you, it's the status for the conqueror. It's the status for the people that come over here and try to take your land. It's the status for the people that's helping the crown, that's helping the Catholic Church. So you gotta understand, everywhere on this map is Catholic now, today, in this thing. You see Rome at the center. This is, if I was to show you the map of Rome, this is Rome. These people are playing a Roman game. You know what I'm saying? Like if we go to my other video, right? Let's see if it come up on this page. Because my stuff come up everywhere. We just type in Moors, right? Hold on. Matter of fact, let's see how the Moors sold us out. Moors sold us out. Moors sold out. Let's see what happens. And here we go, right here. I know I'll come up on the first page. Better come up on the first page somewhere.
1492. That's a lie. See? That's what happened. Nothing happened. Agreed to surrender the city in return for a valley and 300,000 gold coins.
Boom. So by the time we get here, when they selling out, you know what I'm saying?
Genoa come, they got a little money. They ain't even got all the money. The Catholic Church got some money. They got the rest of the money. So the Genoa come with the Catholic Church, and they pay this dude. I showed you, remember, they always talk about the guy gave up the keys. Again, the key, he gave up the keys. Wasn't no war, wasn't no, if you go to Spain right now, it's gonna look like it did when they left. Not a burn mark, not a brick out of place. Because they ain't do nothing. They gave up the keys. I'm about to show you how it happened. I'm telling you how it happened, but I'm about to show you what happened. Like he just left. He sold it out. So here we go. So that's why I tell you, get to names and places. So after the siege, 8 months, Bourdelle, the last emir of Granada, agreed to surrender the city in return for a valley and 300,000 gold coins and political and religious freedom for his subjects. Ain't no expulsion, ain't no.
So that's what I'm saying. So that's the whole point. That's why they get free free white person. You're a free white person because you're not an enemy of the state. You see what I'm saying? Like there was no Moorish like war against the Germans or nothing like that, or against the Spanish. They sold it out. So now everybody that we see, like he got religious freedom and all of this stuff for his people. This is how it started off.
Get out, ain't no fight. A nigga took a check and he boogied.
See what I'm saying? So it ain't no beef. It ain't no beef with them no more. All that beef is over. So now we living in this era. We living back in a new Rome. So now you get people like Tariq Beda don't know what he's saying when he's saying that all Europeans that's pushing,
including such descendants in other countries to which they have immigrated. And understand in law books you have condensation. So you take what you call,
because again, what I'm saying is these people took over Rome. Don't get it confused. These people took over Rome. You see what I'm saying? Let's go to what was it? 1522. The year might have been 1522. Right? We're gonna look that up. Cause now they got Africa, they chilling, right? So the Vandals, they attack Rome. You know what I'm saying? And 455, my bad. Like I told y'all, they are, you know what I mean? So you don't have a Catholic church like y'all thinking. You know what I mean? All of that stuff is like new, made up stuff. You know what I'm saying? So this is just a reconquistador. They free white persons, bro. He don't know this though. He don't know this history. They conveniently be forgetting out Romans getting beat up by Germans from Africa. Not Germans from Germany, but Germans from Africa. You know what I'm saying? The same dude. You know what I'm saying? Just pillaged the city for 2 weeks, just destroying them joints. Boom. You see? So it's like all these is white folks because these is Germans. You know what I mean? So you don't have a chance for no Moors. You know what I mean? Oh, you don't have a chance for no Moors and shit. You know what I mean? And they got Moors in the joint. Look at this. These Africans is going to be our servants because we just showed y'all what happened to Carthage. Carthage just got beat up. You know what I'm saying? But again, I'm not even saying that they had. See, they don't listen. Y'all want to believe that that these is Africans. That's cool. The point is they not Americans. That's the point. The point is this ain't got nothing to do with no American heritage. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't prove that. But we're gonna go back to the thing now. We're gonna let him get into the spill because we got time to kill.
That's your connection to this said government. Are we clear?
And see, that's the thing too. Like we gotta respect the fact that Moors think America is a corporation. You know what I mean? Moors think America is a government. They don't think America is a land. They don't think of America as a culture. And they don't even think of Moorish as a culture. You see what I'm saying? So when they talking straight like mumbo jumbo, straight just books. He not talking about no culture or nothing.
Old Africa is Old Amexem. That's the Yucatan area, and is referred to by the sociologists as Old Mech. That's Old Amexem. The ancient scientific complexes there, actually in Mexico. The technology took place in Mexico, and the genetic research was done, or what you call the eugenics, took place more in Patagonia. Patagonia today is called Argentina. This is where the hybrid was made that is referred to in the book of Genesis, chapter 25, with when Isaac.
Whoa, Taj. I didn't know Taj was talking like that. Oh shit. See, this is what I'm talking about. Mixing the dope. Mixing the dope. Mixing the dope, dog. Did y'all just hear him just this 2 years ago? So I know
Allah,
this ain't my
that his
shit.
wife was.
This his shit. Taj got his own shit. What's this 6 years ago? So that's 7 years ago. Taj got his own shit. Like these niggas play games out here, bro. They playing games. See, like this is what I'm saying. Why are you a Moor? Why are you a Moor if you can talk this shit? If you know this, if you think you know this, then why are you pushing Moorish science? You know what I'm saying? Like it's a game. Because even what he just said, it ain't got no stomach to it.
Made that is referred to in the book of place in Mexico, and the genetic research was done, or what you call the eugenics, took place more in Patagonia. Patagonia today is called Argentina.
No, it was.
This is where the hybrid was made that is referred to in the book of Genesis, chapter 25, with when Isaac asked Allah that his wife was barren.
See, nah, he mixing the dope though. My bad. He mixing it. I had to listen to that again. He mixed the dope all up. Cause it's Genesis 1. Why he gotta go to Genesis 25? You know what I mean? And then Patagonia, that's way down the line. The shit started in Yucatan, nigga, in Mexico, in the Mexica, where you get the mixing and the Mexica people, the mixed people. Damn, I thought he knew something. Yeah. You know what I mean? I thought he knew something. My bad. I thought he knew something. But nah, he don't know nothing. He mixing the dope. He mixed that all up. Damn, Todd. What he was trying to say was in Yucatan, where they were creating people. Damn. And why didn't he's saying the Olmecs did it? Okay. See, but okay, if the Olmecs is the Olmecs, then are they Moors? Like all of this shit this is how you get the black thing. This is how you get black. This is how you get black, y'all. Listening to these niggas is how you get black. Because they need black for all this to exist. A Moor shouldn't even be able to have this conversation. He should have to be from America to have this conversation. Because again, now, like he's saying, all of this is America's heritage. What he's talking about. This has nothing to do with Moors. He's naming people Olmecs. Olmecs ain't Moors. Right? Olmecs ain't Moors. Mayans ain't Moors. Mississippians ain't Moors. Mound builders ain't Moors. Like, how do you take their culture and just put a Moor on it? Like, even if he has some dope, he mixed it all up. So that's what I'm saying. Like, that's how y'all gotta watch this shit. Because a nigga stand here and do an American Indian presentation and then say, I'm a Moor. But that ain't got nothing to do with what he just talked. What I'm a Moor ain't got nothing to do with what you just said. You ain't mentioned no Moors yet. Like, he mentioned all America.
And that we hook her up, and she bared 2 sons, 2 children. But they're not twins, they're 2 different nations. That is a little bit of information on the hybrid experiments and the technology that was formulated at Pedro Negra, that's in Mexico, and the technology was carried out in Patagonia, which is
Pedro Negro. Like, these niggas be mixing up the dope. You just said that it was done in Patagonia. Now you're going back to Mexico. See, that's they keeping you from Mexico for a reason. Again, go check out my documentary on the Mayans. It tells you that there is no difference between the Mayans and the Olmecs. No difference. You know what I'm saying? Even scientists gotta agree that there's 1,000 year time span where the Mayans and the Olmecs lived during the same time. That's impossible. You don't live together with some niggas for the same 1,000 years and don't know each other. Live in the same cities and they keep calling it separate culture. Living next door to each other and they saying it is separate culture for 1,000 years. So it's not fair that they can just come up here and just act like this has something to do with Africa because they wasn't doing this in Africa. Like again, they creating people in America. Why aren't you saying where they creating people in Africa? They never say that. Ain't nobody ever talk about where they created people in Africa. Maybe Samaria, but that's Asia, right? Like nobody naming no African shit.
Argentina, and that's where your red man was made, who is known today as the Roman. That has been the source of the world's problems for quite a couple thousand years right now. Not quite farther than that. But because people don't know the real history of humanity, we're kind of confused. And because some history is held back from you by those who rule on both sides, people have become hateful with each other. They've become divided. They think races. There's no races. There's one race. It's called the human race. And the human race is expanded into families, which are called nations.
See how he double talking though. Like he want to be good. He want to. I like Todd. I can't stop saying it. But it's like he want to be good with everybody. I understand that. That's a good way to be, right? But you can't say what you just said and then say that there's only one. It's like what the fuck. So if some people was created, they still humans. I get it, but they're not the same race. It's different. Like that's what I'm saying. Like it's a lot of old mixing up the dope, trying to we are the world niggas.
And nationalities. And logically, cutting through that chase with the great red chieftains who set up the order of the Franciscan Brotherhood for the overthrow of the Moorish Empire is the source of the world's problems today across the planet. So I want you to write this down so that for anyone who thinks they can challenge this information, it's available. All scholars know this stuff. But understand, sometimes when people get caught into paths and they find out certain information, they're limited or they have a reluctance to reveal that information because it proves them as being frauds right along with the European. Do you understand? Just like, for instance, the paradigm, how many people know Carlos Linné? Carol Linné. He's referred to in history as Carl Linnaeus. He is one of the Maltas that set up the code system for the phenotypes that is used today. This is where those overseer scholars get this black-white paradigm from. That's totally fictitious.
I mean, but you see, I mean, do y'all see how everything he's saying now is going against the shit that he dropped in the beginning? Like, if you came in late, you think he regular on some bullshit. And again, he was, I mean, he just, you know what I mean? You talk about some people got categories for some shit that they motherfucking, some people that was created came up with. Like, come on, bro. You just said that they was created. See, that's why I'm saying this shit is confusing, man. That's why y'all people confused because they don't know what you mean. They don't know if it's more than one race. Then how can it? If you just said that some people was created, and now they classifying the people that was created, and you upset about it, like you should be teaching your people, okay, well this is why they classifying it. You should be saying, yeah, they classified it based upon what I said happened in the Yucatan Peninsula. Remember when I said that the red man was based? I mean, he mixing all the dope. So why don't he just say, well, that's what happened? Now he tell it at your heartstrings. He gonna make you think that Judah, like again, if you the ones that created the people, why would any of that white stuff matter? Why would any of their classifications matter? If you the ones that created them. But see, he not the ones that created him. He's a Moor, not him, but like the Moors are from Africa. So the Moors don't have the same story as the American, as the Indian, the Olmec, the Mayan. The Moor don't have that story. That's why, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta really, he gotta go back to his We are the world shit. We all come from Eve. And like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what he back to evolution now. He's debunking these white boys' theories so he can get back to evolution.
For servitude. Are we clear? For instance, like when our people agree to be black people, they come under the Christian black codes that was set up in 1868 when they closed the Freedmen's Bureau. That's an agreement, and those codes apply. That's where your abuse comes from, because there's no such people. It's a
But come on, let's go back, bro. Stop. One time. My bad. One time.
that was set up in 1868 when they closed the Freedmen's Bureau. That's an agreement, and those overseer scholars get this black-white paradigm from. That's totally fictitious. It's for servitude. Are we clear? For instance, like when our people agree to be black people, they come under the Christian black code.
Bro. Now let me ask you a question. If some people created a robot, would they create the robot for servitude or what? What did they create the robot for? Why you got a robot? See, like I'm saying, he's not talking to you with common sense. He just like why would he like I said, I didn't know Taj even knew half of that shit because this is how he talks. He talks like this. He talks like he don't know what he's talking about. He talking about like some niggas that was created to do service shouldn't have a way to classify the best way to perform their function. Like if you got a computer, this motherfucker better think about how it could be a better computer. But he's acting like, you know what I'm saying? He wants you to get into that free white person so you can get into their servitude. That's what he's saying to you. I'm agreeing that there is a servitude. There was some people created to serve, and they doing classifications. So why is he acting like it's the bad thing and he can't just teach the people the truth and empower the people? He can't. His audience, like who is he really talking to?
System for the phenotypes that is used today. This is where those overseer scholars get this black-white paradigm from. That's totally fictitious. It's for servitude.
So, but what's the paradigm for created peoples? You know what I mean? Like, can we have a paradigm for created people? See how fucked up that is? See how we gotta forget the truth? Like everything he said in the beginning, we gotta ignore. We gotta crap. We gotta forget the a paradigm for some created people.
Are we clear? For instance, like when our people agree to be black people, they come under the Christian black codes that was set up in 1868 when they closed the Freedmen's Bureau. That's an agreement, and those codes apply. That's where your abuse comes from, because there's no such people. It's a code system for Christian property. Doing this, human beings aren't crayons, but some adults have difficulty handling that. But that's the truth.
But what are human beings then? Are human beings the ones that's created? Who are the ones that created human beings? Are they human beings too? Like there is nothing here. What he's saying, he mixed the dope so much. He admitted that everything ain't everything, and then he threw everything in the box. You know what I mean? Like who takes the time to start off the day by separating the motherfucking the wheat from the what is it? The wheat from the shaft, and then throw it all back in the box. Like that's Moorish science. Mumbo jumbo, nothingness, nowhere to go, no direction. And not saying Taj is teaching what the prophets teaches, right? I don't know. This ain't his stuff, right? He ain't making this up. This is the prophet. But you gotta think about it. Don't go nowhere. I mean, where are you going with this shit?
So we're going to deal with some history. We're going to deal with law. Understand that law and history goes together. Law and history goes together.
How? If history is written by the conquerors, how can you justify it with the laws that the conqueror makes to oppress, right? If his history is even true, if his history don't mean fiction, if history don't mean utopia, like history don't mean like past events. That's what we gotta understand. History has nothing to do with past events. We don't know that. And he's talking to you like history and law because law has nothing to do with past events neither. So history has nothing to do with past events, neither does law. And again, I'm telling you, this is you got to go back to Rome being conquered by these Moors, bro. The Moors, the Reconquistador, these niggas selling this shit out, never fighting, always wanting to be friends with these niggas. They brothers at this point. The Moors, not Taj, but the Moors of history that didn't fight, that took 200,000 shekels or some shit of gold. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause you don't know that something is different and then act like we are the same. Like, he just put everything back in a box.
All scholars know this fact, but keep in mind that when you're dealing with what you call truths, political truths on the human condition, it has a tendency not to generate a lot of finance for the pockets of the leader guys. And so they have a tendency to suppress that kind of history because it can't be sold. It's birthright issues. Do you understand? And so they usually will sell you things that get you emotionally charged and where they can collect finance but cure nothing. Are we clear?
Crazy.
So we're going to talk about some things today that that you can use when you start getting in trouble, like when the Inquisitionists come after you. Under the Spanish Inquisition, with Torquemada and the rest, for the collections of the tithing for the Roman army.
So yeah, like that's all I'm saying. Like we have to just look at that. That there ain't no history that he can back up this justification of Moors being from America. There ain't no history that he could justify Moors not being conquerors, not working with these people, trying to get us to be free white persons, and a free white person is a European. There's no justification for that, none whatsoever. So again, my work was easy. You know what I'm saying? My question was simple. It was a simple question, right? Why do they want us to be called free white persons? And the reason is because the Germans conquered where's it go? Hold on. Because the Vandals conquered it. That's why. You know what I'm saying? The Vandals created a kingdom centered around the city of Carthage. The Vandals are your North Africans, bro. I showed you on another video that the Vandals are the cave folks. That before that the Vandals got there was cave people there. You know what I'm saying? And that's why they say like you gotta be mixed, because again, the people living in that area are what you call cave dwelling Jews. See what I'm saying? Like everywhere else in that area, Morocco, you see all of that right here? The history of Jewish tribes living in man-made caves in Morocco, Argentina, Tripoli, going back to 70 BCE. So everybody else is living in a cave. You know what I'm saying? You want to know where is these places at? North Africa, buddy. See that right here? This is that Moorish sign. This is the Moorish sign. This is why they want you to be free white persons. You know what I mean? Libya. You see? They migrated to Syria. You know what I mean? You see that? See how they migrated to Syria? But you can't be from Syria and be a free white person. See, so everybody else that wasn't there was living in a man-made cave. You see? So this is the African history. This is the people that they would be calling Moors, bro. I don't understand it. Like it's Jew. Like in Spain, they say it was Jewish Moors. It was Christian Moors, Muslim Moors. You know what I'm saying? but they don't want to talk about Africa. Like he rather talk about laws and history, but won't mention. I mean laws and attach the history to the law, but won't mention the like. Give me something about the people. You can't do it. You can't do it. But I'm gonna tell you that everybody else that wasn't. I know y'all hate that part. I understand. I'm sorry, but that's just history. Again, that's just history, man. But this was cool. I had fun with this. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Hope y'all had some understanding. I can't take too much of Taj myself tonight. Probably, can't take too much of me. You dig? But yeah, man, I definitely appreciate everybody for hanging out. Just like that. I forgot I'm on two channels. I think the Moors are a Freemasonic group, no doubt. I definitely would agree that the Moors are a Freemasonic group. Let's talk about that. Now, I don't think that Taj is a Mason. You know what I mean? I don't think that Sabera is a Mason. But I do think them niggas probably use that to their advantage, maybe. You know? I definitely would agree that there's some Freemasonic influences here. We gotta understand what we up against, bro. This is deep, like the science of what we up against. You know what I mean? Of people that will come and try to deceive us and try to lie to us and try to mislead us and tell us who we are and more importantly what we not. Like again, if we were just to look at, just to look at the information that he presented about being a free white person. What's the qualifications? You gotta be of the European race, bro. That's the qualifications. Why do black people want to be something that has to be European race if we've been taught that we from Africa? Now we gotta fit into a European race mode. Like that part is crazy. And that's the part that we gotta fight against. Not like, you know what I mean? Just mentally. You know? Cause again, bro, like I mean, son, listening to all of that right there, you can really, like, yo, it's just so much mixing of dope right there. I mean, he just went crazy on that one. He just went crazy. I don't understand how you go so crazy. I don't understand how you go. Let me rant for a second, man. I'm a rant, and pardon me. But yeah, bro, that was crazy. Like I say, this ain't personal. We like Todd personally, but that's crazy. Ain't no way in the world you just sitting up here. Is it Masonic? See, that's what I'm saying. Like, see, another thing too is, another thing, bro just said it's Masonic. Here's the point about that, right? Here's what we gotta look at. That's why it's hard to like take this type of stuff seriously because you don't know their agendas. Like we might get upset, we might get excited about it, and somebody's agenda might be to deceive us on purpose. Somebody's agenda might be to mislead us on purpose. So you are absolutely right. Like we got to take that into consideration when we're looking at these type of, presentations. Like what's their intentions? Even though he said that, other people's intentions might be to mislead us. You gotta look at what the hell are they doing? Like that's crazy. But yeah, I don't know, bro. The war throughout her story had many agendas, deep hop and hiding the truth, no doubt. That's definitely what they was doing. It was definitely hiding the truth. But again, like I mean, it's I'm saying like that's what these new Moors is doing though. These new Moors is hiding the truth, bro. These new Moors is hiding the truth. It's like the truth ain't in these niggas. You gotta be honest. We all gotta be honest and shit. I mean, it's nothing that he said that was really truthful in the whole joint. You know what I mean? Like I said, I got excited. He said the Olmecs and the Pack and they created some people in Mexico. I'm like, oh shit, what the fuck? It's okay, Taj. Talk that talk. Then the first thing he did was go back into some other shit. Like he forgot everything he just said. And I get it. Like I said, like hey, you get an empty room of niggas once you start spitting that type of shit. I understand it. But it don't matter. The truth is the truth, baby. You know what I'm saying? And put the truth out there. Let the people decide what they want to do with it, Be like the priest king. Nobody told you today, I love you. Love being in love with you. Peace to the God, the God, the God, the gods. Peace to the goddesses, 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 goddesses. Hey. Oh yeah. Peace.